Yeah. Check the number first.
I thought it's.
Alright, let me explain this a little bit. This is a good problem that Brother Abdul-Hamid got. So what happens is, his program is like this. Brother Abdul-Hamid has the program like this, and then if you execute it, you will see that on line 10, it says Java, my class Java, line 10,
Mine is giving me. Do I have to
variable
put that?
z is already defined,
I don't have to put that.
right? Why? It is because it is already defined.
They have to be.
It was defined first time in here, and then you are trying to define in here. Now, this is kind of very important. If you use a name of a variable to declare a variable, that same name cannot exist in the whole program again. So you can only define or declare a name once. So if you want to,
Remember, like when you did the int, and you said like z,
right,
but you didn't assign.
right,
Then later on you said z equals 5,
and then z is equal to
then
6.
z equals 6.
Right.
Then override
Is that
it.
what he means?
So you cannot define it, you can use it as many times as you want. So you can assign to it 10 times,
So what do you want?
you can use it in the expression on the right side as many times as you want. You can overwrite again and again, but you cannot define it. When you put, the syntax is, when you put a type, then it's definition.
You already have one there.
When you are not putting a type,
No,
it is a use.
Yes, we'll take this.
kind of clear?
I have to just change this one.
You got it.
So what I do to fix it? So what I do is I take out the int. For the pyramid, right here. So if I take out the int, it is not definition. It is just the use,
Oh, I mean,
which is assignment.
okay.
You gotta put the sharpening.
Is it clear? But we will practice it much more, so no problem.
Now change
But
the integer.
for after every one you have to do system out, because if you will do it, will become the same variable.
Yeah.
Give it a number.
What happens is, once you did this, it puts z3 some number, like 3500 in z,
The
right?
last line?
Once you did the next variable, next line, it will not automatically print.
They sit at the bottom.
It overrode on the z as 3.
Yeah,
And that's it.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So it runs one by one.
Okay, so you can get it do both at the same time. When you run online then?
Yes. No, it cannot do both at the same time, because it's the same one variable.
Oh.
Okay.
One variable, it cannot hold two things, right?
So I should run.
So you run this, then print,
and then do.
then run this, then print,
Okay.
right?
yeah.
How are you doing here?
Uh-huh. And then execute it?
And then you have to write a new system outline.
Like divide between the divided. You want to divide it or you want to just multiply it?
Yeah, I already done the multiplication here. So I have to just put the multiplication.
You put the divide.
We got.
Let me see how the sisters are doing.
You have to just copy my. See how I'm writing? Just copy the same.
Unexpected
To
time.
close
Seven,
it, I have to
minus
write like
seven.
another letter.
Right, yeah, so you have to change the integer.
Oh, integer x, okay, I have to change it.
So you
And
write
change
out.
to b and then change the multiplication on there.
So you can see it is giving you.
Now I have to execute, right? Let me execute
Write it
this
first,
first.
write it first. Write it all, write it down so it's on the speed.
I will, yeah.
Let me do it and you can copy me.
Oh, I got this one.
With each one, you try.
No, I was just changing this. I
No,
know,
yeah,
I
you
got this.
take out.
Let me put the cross and put b, right?
Yeah, you can
So
change it.
you are missing one
And now put the
ending
minus.
after the last one.
Integer b.
Cool. Now you have to do it for, this is for plus, right? You do it for minus,
Yeah.
and you have to do it for multiply, you do it for divide.
Come here, put it in the
How are you doing, sister? You must be doing
Did answer?
good. Mhm.
Except you
No,
can
this answer.
Sum of xy, value of Musa, system of trend line, difference of xy. No, but difference, so it executes line by line. So if you print first and then
Just copy mine.
do the minus, then it will not work. Because it is printing the previous line.
Each one different.
You know what I'm saying?
Different system on.
So first you have to put in V as a difference of x and y, then
print ln.
then you put in the z
Huh?
You can just copy and paste.
multiplication of x and y, then
Yeah.
But you could.
Copy and paste.
you know, so line by line. So do this, then show the
You have to write
values.
forward.
Then do this.
Ah, for this different way.
So you have plus,
Polling,
minus,
news feeds,
multiply, and
and
division, right?
oh, I don't
So
know.
you have to make 4
Yeah,
more
something
integers.
with the.
So you need 3 more integers,
Mhm.
right? To make 4 of these together.
So you can
Oh,
look
that
at
is one
like this. You
plus
see,
11 plus
x defined,
Yeah,
right?
so right,
Y
copy,
division.
copy the one.
Then we do x plus y. Then we
With the
print
terminator,
z.
with that semicolon.
Then we do x minus y.
Really simple.
Then we print z. Right? So it's one by one.
That's fine.
No,
Copy that.
because you do this
And
Basically.
after.
then under,
Okay.
So what happens, just let me show. What
Again?
happens is the z will keep the value.
again,
You print it here, you will print it here,
You have the
here,
plus
it will be the
words,
same thing.
now,
But then you
made that
do
A
this,
minus.
which is fine, but then you didn't print the value.
make that to a plus.
So it will, and the program will terminate here.
The first one is already closed.
So, but what you want to do is you want to first do
An integer,
and then,
Ah, right.
no, integer z. What's the operation inside?
how are we doing?
Which one?
Integer z, where's integer z? Where's the
Okay,
other z?
yeah.
Is here, right here.
The first z.
Which
Alright.
was up there? I didn't see.
No, the first z, where's the
Alright,
first z?
you have to
Where's the
do,
first z?
no, but you have to do all
On this
4
line
lines.
No, that's the first z.
Oh,
right
it
there.
has to be in 4 lines.
What's inside the x, between x and y?
Minus.
No, the first one, the first one.
So there is, we want to see 4 lines.
This one.
No, no.
Everybody, from everybody we want to
Where
read
did
4
you
lines.
z?
Where?
How will it
Right
be?
here. On the E, where? E.
No,
Okay,
first, where's the
that's
letter
nice.
z?
Right here, right
Right
here.
there, yeah.
Keep going.
Put a plus there. No,
No.
go to the x.
As long as it will do any number of this, it will print one after another.
So when I went to
Take out that spot.
Oh, okay. Let me put this one. I said,
Take out that star.
yeah, I put that there.
First plus.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I did
See what you're doing?
Yeah, show me.
Yeah.
So you're saying you want z to add x and y, right?
Mhm.
Now you look at the next one. You tell it, I want a to do x minus y. To put the minus in between.
Yeah.
No, after the x and y. No, in between.
Between X and Y.
Yeah, in between.
Minus is there, right?
Minus not the word is minus. Minus not there. You have to put the minus there.
That's the minus right there, the red thing. The
No,
minus.
that's a plus.
That's the minus.
Oh, is a minus there?
Yeah.
You make another one. And you need to do multiplication.
I have to do multiplication there.
No.
But everything did, but they
Oh, yeah, I did it like this. Okay.
No, no problem. So we want to see 4 lines, right? One of the things that you have to really understand, and 1 minute everybody,
Four
I have to copy this.
times.
1 minute. Musa,
Yes.
Musa. This runs line by line. The whole program, you know, the processor that runs here runs one instruction at a time. So the whole program at the end of the day, or when it's running, it's sequential. There are some parallelism, but usually it's sequential, which means that first this line will be executed, then this line will be executed, then this line will be executed, then this line will be executed. So if you put this in here, then the both prints will be after this is evaluated. Hey Musa, if you not even So so you have to understand it, that it is sequential, one after another. This print would happen after this line would happen, which means whatever this line does, and whatever the value of z at this time is, this print is printing the z, right? So it will show this z. Then it will say, oh, x minus y, it has another z. No, I'm sorry, same z, but it's overwritten. Then it will print this overwritten z, right? So you have to think of it as one after another. All the commands are going one after the another. And then z is being overwritten every time. So if you overwrite it 4 times and then print it 4 times, that will not work because it has already been overwritten. What happens once you overwrite? Previous value gone, right? So every time you overwrite, then you at least want to print it. Then overwrite, then print. I want to see 4 lines. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. Do you have it, Mohammed?
How does that?
This is like,
So
this is not good. Same thing that I told you. This is like I'm coming from it. That's what I mean. 4 lines? Well done. Yes, that's nice.
Z, A, B, C, S.
So I got it to work in there.
You can take it the last one.
Wow, you are such a mad guy.
So what is
Yes,
what
yes.
is
But when I
Z?
calculate
Nice.
it, it's
Yeah.
just now.
Then you have A, B,
What?
and then C,
I
A.
wanna say
You
the
can
second
take
one.
it the
Yeah,
last one.
no, but why it's not working?
That's what I'm trying
Ah,
to
the
figure out.
X is now looks okay.
Yeah, but like
No,
this has something to do with these top.
What is Z doing?
So when you
These
execute
don't
it, what
have,
it
right?
is say? Oh yeah. So
Right?
you
What do you
need
call that? Type, right?
whoever is using
Z
Eclipse,
should be added.
you'll need another
A should
line
be
up
minus.
top.
Yes.
So if somebody is using Eclipse,
B.
they will tell you.
So like.
But don't worry, just
B
save
should
it for
be
the time being. At least your
multiplication.
program is working, and then we'll make this work also. Yes.
And then C should be division, right?
C is
Put the
division.
integer into the system line, does it always have to be in that order, or can you like write out all the integers and then system lines to hold?
No. So in this case, for example, so this is not correct, right? Why it's not correct?
And you have the
In
same
here,
thing.
the value goes into M, which we are printing D.
If Z is
Why is that?
A, B, C.
Logical error, that's called logical error. Why? Right? So you can always do it in his the way that he's doing. For everyone, he is using a different value, right? But in my case, I was using the same variable and overwriting. If you are using the same variable and overwriting, then it's every time it's overwritten, and then you print afterwards, right? But in his case, he is not overwriting anything, which means that you can stack all of them up, and then first do all the programming, and then do all the output by different variables, and it will work. Same way.
So that
Prints will work
A,
and do
that
operation
Z.
as long as the variable, you are not overwriting a variable. If you're overwriting a variable, then it's
I'll tell you the problem, right?
But sometimes in the
Yeah.
advanced level, you won't have to find it.
Now you can change the wording
Like
if you
if
want.
you-
And then some different.
Yes. Why?
Some and then different divisions.
Some of X,
Because it's
Y,
in
and Z.
Whatever you put in the.
It cannot even hold,
That's what
like,
comes up.
that's it.
Sum of
So if you
X
write
plus
double,
Y,
now.
sum of
Yes.
X plus Y, sum of X
So
plus
if
Y.
you were to write
You can
double
leave that.
instead of INT.
Right. Yeah. So you have to try it. Now that you said it, you guys try it.
Just write double.
So,
Yes, sister.
it means
4
the number
lines.
here
Yes, good.
is giving you the cross number and the multiplication.
Okay.
Minus.
Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna show you. I see. Like it's giving you in the division the answer in
She can help you a little bit.
subtraction.
Or if you want, I can add. Tell me if you are giving problem. Okay, fine. Just a second, I will come. Yes, how is it doing? How is it going?
PLC.
Good, good, good. You're doing very good. Yes. No, it's not good.
Okay.
Because it's the same value. How can it be same value? So you have to fix it. Based on what? Based on what? No. Based on what? I told you what did I tell you when I was here? Few minutes ago. Sequential operation. Which means that if you are using the same variable, that if you do, see what happens? You get z, right? The next line, you overwrite z.
Remainder.
This is assignment, right? You did an expression and you overwrite z. So this z value gone.
Use it for second time.
Then you overwrite z again.
No.
So this z value gone. Then you overwrite z again. This z value gone. The only thing that you got is x plus y. You print it 4 times, x plus y, x plus y. So if you put this after every line, then it will be fine. Or what other people did, they defined different names for each variable. For each result of the variable, they define different.
That way,
Then you have 4 different variables, no overriding.
I can do that.
Right, either way. But how is it going?
Change that to be.
Did you? So because you are using the same variable name and you know lowercase and uppercase are not the same. So if you have small z, it's not equal to some big Z. So if the variable name and then this variable z where you define it, where you declare it. So declaring means you have to put a type behind it.
Oh, because it's an integer, that's what.
No, but you know, everything goes from up to
Yeah,
down.
that's to be a double.
Which means if you define it here, you cannot use it before this. Exactly.
Because that's what happened to my last one, when you changed it, it actually.
So we are over our time, and I don't want. I mean, for me it's fine, but I don't want you to keep for you guys to stay if you don't want to stay or if it's over your time limit. But there were some interesting things that we saw, right? One of the things is a lot of people overwrote their variable. Same variable, they overwrite, which is fine as long as you print first. Otherwise, your previous value will go away. So you have to see that if you overwrite, that's fine, but you don't want to. If you don't want to lose your previous value, what you do? Either you print it because that's your output, or you define a different variable. Right? The other thing is that if this goes from top to bottom sequentially. So if, say for example, I use z is equal to x plus y, right? But then I said, oh, I have not defined z yet. Can I do int z here? Would it like it? It would not like it. It would say some error, right? Z is not defined yet or some. Cannot find symbol z because it is not defined yet. So first it has to be defined. In the logical order, first it is defined, then it is used, right? So a couple of things for sure, logically how it runs, how it is defined, and then in the same logical ordering, how it is overwritten. Because overwriting a variable is not a bad thing. Almost like every program does it, every time, for almost any variable, because that's not why the name of the variable is variable. So overwriting is fine, but as long as you have to understand that if you are properly using it, not losing the last the value that you overwrote and things like that. So we will kind of, I'll not take it more than 10 o'clock, so do you guys have any last minute questions?
Can we, is there any way we can have note that you are going over, send it CIM on so we can kind of like study?
Say it again,
And
say it again.
the note that you were.
This notes, this, yeah, you'll get it like tomorrow. On the same, you're on WhatsApp?
Yes.
So I will do the slide that we went through today. I will stop there, and those slides I will send you tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's one thing. I will send you a reading assignment also.
Okay.
The other thing, just a second, last, an assignment.
What is the next assignment?
So there is an assignment that you guys have to write a table, a simple table, which is table of an integer, which means that if I put an x is equal to 5, then you have to write 10 lines of 5 times 1 is equal to 5, 5 times 2 is equal to 10, by assigning a variable and then printing it.
Okay.
So at the end, it will be 10 lines, which will say this number times 1 is equal to this number. This number, same number times 2 is equal to this number, same number times 3 is equal to this number. At the end, so once I see your program, right, I should be just able to change one place, like wherever the value was. One place will be like 5, I make it 6, and automatically the whole 10 lines will print out as 6 times 1 is equal to 6, 6 times 2 is equal to 12, 6 times 3 is equal to 18, right? If I change it to 7, just one place, not anywhere else. Just one place, I will change it 6 to 7, and I will see a table of 7. I'll change it to 23, I'll see a table of 23.
That's the assignment? Are
That's
you
the
gonna
assignment.
post it on WhatsApp?
So, and then whenever you are done, you can share it, that's no problem, you can list it on WhatsApp, but everybody should try on their own. And before putting it on the WhatsApp, let's wait for other people if they are having a problem, if they want to post an issue. I might also give you another, if I see an interesting one, then I might give you another homework.
Are you gonna send this assignment on WhatsApp or?
Not this assignment. This assignment I gave. If I find another assignment, so I will send you this slides. I will send you a reading assignment, maybe 2 reading assignments. Yeah, that's almost it.
Jazakumullah.
Sure thing.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.